Hey everybody, welcome in to the Raheel Show podcast, and we are back with 10-minute conversations with Raheel Ramsnali and Jose Partida, who is, of course, a big part of this podcast, if not the most important, because, well, he's Jose, all right, and he's super interesting, and I love Jose, and he's using this time, if you're watching on YouTube, to promote Soul Savvy with the new cap. I like it. I like it for the brand. You learned that from me, okay?
I did.
I love it. Get your
I
brand
did.
in. Oh, look at the stickers. I love that. Okay, so 10-minute conversations. Thank you everyone for listening. We had a good week last week with the restaurants list. So today, Jose, you have the topic now because I did the topic last week. It's only fair that you get to do this week's topic. What is today's 10-minute conversation?
So today, earlier this week, I was thinking about the albums that have came out so far this year, and we've had an okay year. And I just thought, okay, well, in the last couple of years, have we had good years in music? And that just led me to think of if you had to put away an album a year for the last 5 years into some sort of time capsule that we can't open for 15 years, which albums would you choose and why? So that's what we're
Mm,
going to talk about today. We're going to start with the year 2016 and go up to where we are now, currently in May of 2021.
okay, I like that. This is a hard one
It
because
was.
we did a lot of research. So, with that being said, here's the official start for the 10 minutes of conversation going now. You go first.
So 2016 was actually a really, really, really good year in music.
Yep.
That being said, I'm going to take Frank Ocean's Blonde because of how much Frank Ocean means to me and how much that album meant to me. It was a little bit after I had lost my dad, so I listened to that album a lot and meant so much to me. So I would put away that album. And also because that album has kind of reached Gen Z a lot, and maybe it's just my ignorance and the fact I'm not really on socials as much as I used to. But Gen Z loves freaking Blonde. So
Yeah.
I think between all of that and considering the interesting production choices he chose, which is like a lot of these songs don't even have drums on them, which is just so odd to think about. I would choose Blonde for 2016 as
It's
the
had
album
a,
I put in a time capsule
it had a huge resurgence during the pandemic, during the lockdown, all that. Like I
because it's so
literally
melancholy.
yeah, and I would hear it so much when I would listen to Apple One radio and they would play something from that album all the time. I've got from 2016. I know you don't like it as much, but I've got The Life of Pablo with Kanye West. I think that album has aged really, really well with years. There's a lot of bangers on there. There's a lot of good production still. It's an album that launched the Yeezy line, in my opinion, like
Yeah.
truly took it to the next level where it went mainstream. It started the whole culture around YZY pretty much, right? So I'm going to go with The Life of Pablo for 2016.
You say it aged it aged well, and I think it's like the complete opposite, Frank. Like in terms of production, it's beautifully produced. There's no
Yeah.
denying that. I mean, there's a reason why uh uh Father Stretch My Hands Too was the intro song to your show, right?
Yeah.
Never mind the fact you edited out the lyrics. But the like it's so cringe. Like he is so cringe rapping on that album. But man, 2016 was a
It's
really
a
good
good
year.
year. We didn't Kendrick Lamar was on there, right? To Pimp a
No,
Butterfly.
no, to Pimp a Butterfly was 15.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So it just missed the cut.
it just missed a cut. Okay, so there's 2016, 2017. What do you have?
Okay, for 2017, I have to have Damn. It's not my favorite Kendrick album, but he did a lot of really good stuff on there. The whole backward story with and a lot of like the conversations about religion I think are important on that album, especially for me. And I can't not have a Kendrick album in a time capsule as far as I'm concerned. So it has to be Damn. I was a little torn because that was also the year 444 came out, Jay-Z's last album, which I really enjoyed, and Tyler the Creator's Flower Boy. But it
I
has to be Damn.
I didn't have one for 2017, so we'll address that
Really?
in
Okay.
just a second. We'll address that. I didn't have one because 2017 was really hard for me to find one, and then 2018 was even harder because I had too many. So
Oh,
I'll give you
really?
yeah. So I'll give you 2018 real quickly, okay?
Okay.
For 2018, I have three albums that I think need to be put in a time capsule and enjoyed in 15 years. the first one I think is the most obvious one, Travis Scott Astroworld, right? That one it changed the way we look at albums in terms of releases, merchandise, a festival that went around the whole thing. It just became a whole different game in terms of what an album release means and what it means in terms of the surrounding ancillary items that you can sell with it. Okay, so that one,
Definitely.
and I've started listening to it a lot more recently, and God, it's such a good album, right? The other one, MGMT's Little Dark Age, not enough people gave that one credit. It has beautiful songs on there. I love that one. The third one, it's kind of cheating, but the Black Panther soundtrack produced by Kendrick
Damn
Lamar,
it. That's a good one.
it's so damn good.
That
Consistent bangers. It means so much to the
you know
movie,
what
the culture, everything. So I got those three. But if I had to pick one, it would be Astroworld.
that's a good one. And the good thing or the interesting thing about that album is how well Kendrick did of just like staying out of the way. Like
Mm-hmm.
he picked good artists on the songs, and there's songs where I feel like he's in pretty much every song, but in some songs he's just on the bridge or just on the hook
Yep.
or just doing ad libs. Like he stayed out of the way where he needed to.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I was going to pick Janelle Monae's Dirty Computer because it stood. It's a good time capsule of where the United States was in terms of women empowerment. And yes, there's been progress, but there's still a lot we need to do. And
Mm-hmm.
uh, Django. Oh no, crap? What's the name of that song? The Django Unchained reference. Django Jane, I think it's called, where she just raps for 2 minutes, is such an incredible song.
Okay.
But I think I would have to go with Astroworld as well, just because of, as you mentioned, the rollout. The fact that I feel like that cemented the approach that every artist does now, where it's, oh, you want a T-shirt? Well, you're getting an album too, so I get an
Yeah.
album sale out of it, and
Yeah.
everyone does that now. And that hurt a lot of feelings in that year in 2018 when Travis did that, specifically Nicki Minaj, who was
Yeah.
really upset about that.
Yep. The album release is album releases roll out now is because of Astroworld, right? Like merchandise drop,
Merchandise, yeah.
everything. It's huge. Okay,
Everyone does a
2019.
bunch of merch drops now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even Lupe Fiasco with the really ugly Food and Liquor, like one of
With
the best rap albums of all time. Lupe Fiasco dropped a merchandise to commemorate the album, and it is the worst merchandise drop I've ever seen.
It looks like crappy like beer ads.
Yeah,
That's what it looks like.
you put it at best. It looks like a Carbach summer ale launch.
Yeah,
It's so stupid.
it's so bad.
Okay, 2019. I
2019, it's Igor, and it's not even a
Yeah,
conversation. It's Igor.
yeah. I didn't even look at the lit. Honestly, 2019. I didn't find one, but it has to be Igor.
Yeah, in terms
Yeah.
of Tyler cementing himself to the mainstream audience and just, I don't want to say rebooting his career because his delivery didn't change drastically, but it sharpened.
Yeah.
And
I think it's
it's
a
a lot more
mainstream
mature.
album. Yeah.
It's definitely a mainstream album. I mean, Earthquake was a big hit. It went super viral after LA had that earthquake in 2019, if you
Hmm.
remember. Like it became like the number one song in the country, and it cemented him, I think, in the mainstream. He won Grammys for it finally. He performed on the Grammys,
Yep.
and he toured that album, and it was legit one of the best shows I've ever been to. And
I love
having
it.
seen Tyler 4 times in totality, like that was epic. Seeing him, the evolution of him.
Okay, 2020. I've got Dua Lipa's Future Nostalgia. I think 15 years from now, we're still gonna
Yeah.
be the songs are still gonna be popular. Levitating, of
No, you're
course,
right.
is yeah. I think that's the right one. I was torn between putting that one or Lady Gaga in there. But that album, I haven't re-listened to it since it first came out, so it didn't even stand the time of 1 year. So I'm gonna go with Future Nostalgia.
I still hate the name of that album so much. I'm going with Run the Jewels 4 because of like the timing of it. It happened. It released around the passing of George Floyd and what happened
Yep.
with all of that, and the messages are, I mean, obviously about just the injustices of the world and in this country, which I don't know how much they'll change in 15 years, but it'll be a good a good
Yep.
timestamp of where we were in
Oh,
2020.
okay, so let's go back to 2017. You have a list of the best
I do.
albums from every year. I think we're good on every year but 2017 for me at least. Give me the list of 2017. We got about 45 seconds.
We've got Lord's Melodrama,
Eh.
SZA's Control, Vince Staples' Big Fish Theory, Jay-Z 444, Tyler the Creator Flower Boy, Thundercats Drunk, Migos Culture Baby. There you go.
Culture, okay, okay. Uh, I
And
don't,
that's about it. Oh, Drake's More Life mixtape.
I don't think I'm putting one in for 2017. It looks
You're not
like
putting in Damn?
no.
Okay.
I'm not a big Kendrick fan, unfortunately.
It's not my favorite album. I mean, it's if anything, it's his quote unquote weakest album. Although
Yeah.
it had like some really good hits, but I have to put one in there, and I have to put a Kendrick album in there, so it has to be Damn.
Okay. Anything else that we left off, or any albums that should be included, even if you have to double up a year?
We didn't talk enough about how good of a year 2016 was. It had a Tribe Called Quest's last album,
Yep.
which had really good features, and obviously released after Five Dog passed away. And Beyonce's Lemonade came out in 2016. I don't know why, but I thought it came out earlier than that.
We did.
Also,
Oh,
our
did
boy,
it? Oh, wow.
yeah,
I
our
thought it was
boy,
like a 2013 album for some
no,
reason. Okay.
2016. Bon Iver dropped an album that year too.
Yeah. I believe was that year. Was that it?
22 a million. I
No,
was
no,
in
no.
18.
That's right. Yeah. I was the recent one. That's right.
Yeah.
22 Million's a great album too. Damn, that's a. I should
Also
have
in
put that in.
2016, although we admittingly, I think both of us aren't a big fan of him. David Bowie released his last album like months before he passed away, if
Yeah,
not weeks before he passed away. That
that's
was
right.
also 2016.
Okay, so that's a good conversation. I think we have a pretty good time capsule in place that maybe we'll 15 years from now go listen to these albums and be like, okay, yeah, we did a pretty good job or we did a pretty shitty job. I don't know. Only time will tell, Jose.
Come back for the episode 15 years from now, see
Yeah.
where we stand.
It'll be 4-minute conversations looking back at our 10-minute conversations from 2021. All right. Good job, everyone, especially me and you, because we're the only ones. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Make sure you share this episode. We do appreciate that. Again, these are 10-minute conversations. We went like a minute over, unfortunately, but we still stayed true to the 10-minute conversation, kind of. So we'll be back hopefully next week. And again, let us know your picks as well on Twitter at Wake Up Mr. Partita at _Raheel. And then you can always get in touch with us on Instagram, anywhere. We are all over the place. You can find us. Please share the episode on YouTube and on Apple Podcasts. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Stay spicy.